Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I will be setting up the final week of October in my A5 Stalogy for work, as well as doing a brief after the pen. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so this is actually how I transport my work planner. I hadn't planned on doing this. And then I read a comment from the unboxing of this from Miss Janet. Hello, sweetie. And she said she loved it, but she would be worried about ink marks. And I'm like, I never even thought of that. So now this is how I transport it, like it's some precious, precious jewel. Eventually that probably will be a little bit wearing on me, and I'll deal with the pen marks as they come along. But then also, I don't carry a pen with this, and I don't carry this where there's actually any pens. But I have noticed that when I'm writing, I can be a bit free-wheely, loosey-goosey, and so it won't be even in the transportation of this. It'll be more of I'm using it, and then oops, black pen everywhere. So thank you, Miss Janet, for bringing that to my attention. So we're doing the final week. I do have a bookmark here, or at least I should. Oh, well, it's not in the right place. But this is the final week of October that I'll be setting up. I did like that, so we're going to use that again. Again, I'm going to plan right in the cover, see how I like it. Be using my Sarasa pen and this here. And so I'm just going to use the markings from last week. And I guess it's one of those situations that luckily it ghosts so that I can see it. I'm just trying to get this so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Last week I did use a stencil from Miss Christie, but this week I think I'll just use this ruler. And from those of you who are here from my just regular Happy Planner videos, this probably always seems a bit bizarre because I'm just so anti-ruler on those. I don't think I did that correctly. Yeah, because this line right here, I base it off of that and not that. And so that's why that box is shorter, but that's fine. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This, I think I wanted to change up. Oh, and that line is a little longer than all the others. Not doing a bang up job in this. That's fine. And we're still using this gold. And so I will put the highlight first. And I did have the weekend here, and I think I will do that again, but I will give it the same amount of boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I did give this space a little bit extra room. And then right here, this will be my for next week. And if it looks like I'm making it up, again, I'm testing things out for October, and I am absolutely making it up. So that'll be my list for next week. Let me put the days down while I've got them down there. So that's Monday, I think I got that wrong. Oh, I went from the 27th to the 28th, back to the 27th. So this is the 30th, because Saturday is Halloween. All right. And this is the weekend. And I don't work on the weekend, but there are some things I do to prep for the following week. And this will be next week to do. So that'll be that listing there. Now I can erase this. And I didn't write it down, but one of my other viewers had asked, since I hate erasing so much, why didn't I just use Post-its? And honestly, I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it at the time. It actually would have been more handy because I've actually moved things around 2 or 3 times before I actually even started. And so having Post-it notes to move around versus erasing all the time definitely would have been better, but you live and learn. Okay, so up here, we'll put Sarasa black pen. And the reason I do that is to remember which pen to use. I have some here and I have some at the office, just because, and I know it's Mimnini, it's small, but even though it's all black pen, I prefer to see the same black pen throughout. So this is all Sarasa. This is various different black pens, and it's sort of like, at least for me, and maybe I'm old school because I'm old, but if you were to wear all black but in separates, make sure that your blacks match. And that's how I see this. It's like, ooh, my blacks don't match here. So I put the type of pen that I use, and then that way I know to remind myself to use the pen the entire week. I know, guys. I certainly have a lot of rules for someone who doesn't like to have a lot of rules. So this is the 26th through the 30th, 2020. Oh, that's why that looks weird. And what I need now is completed tasks, thoughts in, thoughts out, and something funny. So completed tasks we'll keep up here. And this way, if you didn't know why I'm doing this, if I put the highlight down first, I'm less likely to smudge when I go with the ink, although I do need to let this dry because it won't smudge, but it will feather. I think that's the term for it. So that's completed tasks. I did do 2 columns last week. It's a full work week. So let's see what we actually have. There might be quite a few things coming up. So yeah, there's some reports that are due next week. And so instead of doing lots of little projects, I might have quite a few longer projects. I did already mark here, but we'll cover that in a little bit. So I'm just trying to figure out spacing for the other things. Well, I think we'll keep the thoughts in, thoughts out down here. That definitely was enough space for that. And then we'll do our funny quote or sarcastic quote or the quote of the week a little bit farther down and do it horizontal versus the vertical that it has been. Okay. So that is is completed tasks. We'll just do quote here. Doesn't necessarily have to be funny, but it's definitely going to lean more funny or sarcastic than it's going to lean inspirational. This will be thoughts in and thoughts out. I'm pretty sure I could word that differently, but that's how I've been wording it. That's my to-do. I'm not going to do the bullets like I did here. I think that looks really cute, but it did take up quite a bit of space because I think I could actually have fit this all in one list, but then it would not have corresponded with a bullet. Okay, so that was a really quick setup. This is actually a thoughts page, and I might finish up my notes if I run out of space during the next 2 meetings, because there's 2 more department meetings this coming week. I don't think there's anything else scheduled for this week. I'd actually have to look at the office calendar. And then that I'll work on in the morning tomorrow. It is currently Sunday the 25th. This will be an ongoing list that I do, that I'll do in the morning as well, and that I'll do on Friday. All right, so setup is done. This goes right here. And so this is the week that we ended. The way that I was doing my work planner in the past before this is I would have this list here, and then I would make a incoming to-do list and an outgoing to-do list. But for me, because I like looking at this so much, it's just natural for me to look at this and then cross things off as I complete them, and then start my new to-do list as things occur or need to be migrated. That's the way that I've been working at this. And I found it was really helpful to use the bullets because it does look a lot neater, and there definitely is a lot more color on the page, but it did take 2 spaces versus the 1 space that I could get when I'm working on just bullets or little sections that I'm making myself. And I didn't cross these off because the only way that it gets on this planner is if it's done. So this isn't a running to-do list. This literally is a completed tasks list. This is what I'm thinking about to make at work. Next week, I am in the office 2 days next week, and so I'm thinking about making these items here. This I found on Monday. This I'll need to review tomorrow. Thoughts in, thoughts out. That's pretty explanatory. And like I said, this I have been doing on a vertical, but I think for this one, this will be more than enough room if I do the quote on a horizontal. It doesn't really matter. It's just, it really does make me smile when I read that. And so this is definitely more of a hybrid like this one, although I did change some of the places around. And for November, I think I might do the same, where I've got some sort of version of this and some sort of version of this, rather than setting up every single week being the same. I know I get bored quickly, and even though it's exactly the same information from week to week, I just like seeing how it looks different on the page, especially since I'm not bringing any other kind of decoration to the page. So having the different boxes, having the different sections really is going to be that for me, so that it's still very interesting visually as well as important functionally. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. I didn't migrate my thoughts over on what I plan to make for work here, because this has been my master list. I did make that goal there. I am 2 more reports of making that goal, and then that one I'll have to see if there's any new ones, but then I'll have made that goal as well. This is what I'm going to be working on tomorrow, and like I said, I've already mapped out this upcoming week. It will change slightly for November, but still pretty similar to this, again, as of right now. I don't know if I'll be setting up November tonight. Again, it is Sunday the 25th, or if I'll be doing that sometime in the week. But November will start here. Now I do have some thoughts on how I handled these note pages that will change for November, but when I'm setting up November, I'll talk about that then. I found that this really worked. I really like the look of a quote. I really like having the little tip in here. And so November is going to look very similar to October. However, because I have all of those new Tombow pens, I don't think I will have a color of the month. I think I will pick some colors for the month and then I can switch it off, because especially with layouts that are a week here and a week here, that just gives me some visual difference. And again, because I'm only using black and the color, that really is the only decorative aspect to this planner other than some funky lettering. But I love this thing. I really, really love this thing. I love the cover. I love everything about this thing. It is just so neat to me. And you guys know how I feel about writing on a page. All right, well, that's it for me for now. I'd love to know what you think of the setup so far. Between weeks 1, which were exactly the same, week 3, week 4, and going into week 5, is there any layout that you preferred? And would this be something that you can use in your own work or home planner? I'd love to know in the comments below. All right, guys, that's it for me for now. And as always, aloha.